Obi-Wan, the highly anticipated Star Wars spin-off TV show, is set to drop at the end of next month, and fans of the epic franchise are, of course, dying to see what's in store for their hero. And one of the show's bosses has recently been discussing how it might relate to Star Wars. Stay with us, as today we are talking about how the Obi-Wan series fits into the Star Wars timeline. First up, what's the show all about? Let's see. Well, thanks to an official synopsis released by Disney, we know the show will take place 10 years after the events of Revenge of the Sith. The full synopsis reads, quote, "The story begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, where Kenobi faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice Anakin Skywalker, turned evil Sith Lord Darth Vader." Of course, there was a 19-year hiatus in the franchise between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, so this one will take place more or less in the middle of this timeline, where Obi-Wan is, we expect, still hiding out on Tatooine. Our titular character is looking out for the young Luke Skywalker, living as an exile, where he has been musing over his failings as a mentor to Anakin. The TV series will pick up where Obi-Wan has just begun his assignment of protecting Luke from the dangers that lurk around each corner of the galaxy. What are you guys most looking forward to seeing when this show drops? Next up, let's discuss one of the show's bosses teasing how it all fits into Star Wars. Deborah Chow, who serves as executive producer on the upcoming show, has recently been discussing how the long-awaited Obi-Wan will fit into the narrative laid out in the Star Wars timeline. And as we've known for quite a while, the show will fit into the Star Wars canon quite nicely and will serve as a sort of bridge between prequel and originals. And Chow, who is of course aware of where the upcoming show fits in thanks to all the other adventures the Jedi Master has been involved in outside the classic Star Wars films, told of how the writers had to take all of this into account when penning Obi-Wan. She said, quote, "It was definitely something we were very mindful of, and for me, also taking on George Lucas's legacy, it's an honor to take these characters and be able to tell a new story with them. So I wanted to be very respectful to what exists and not change anything that George intended originally, or anything like that," unquote. And that's great to hear. There is so much material the crew can explore without changing or impacting any of Lucas's intended ideas, which she said was open for interpretation. There are plenty of examples of when a movie is turned into a TV show and hasn't done it justice, for whatever reason, so it is good to know that Chow and the team are respecting all the great work that came before it. Are you guys excited for this one? What else was said then? Let's see. Well, of course, there was a lot of intrigue around her words, as fans were dying to hear any minute detail about the upcoming show. Chow went on to say that as they have around 20 years to play with, there is obviously a bit more room for interpretation during their series. And Ewan McGregor was also on hand to discuss his feelings on Chow, whom he described as unbelievable for how she handled the creative process. He went on to say what an amazing director and what an amazing leader for us in the show. It's so great working with her, just so exciting. She has got such quiet authority and she's really on it. She really knows this world backward and inside out, and there was never a moment where she didn't know exactly what was going on, what she wanted, what she needed. It was brilliant working with her. It's great to know that the creative brains behind this show are so approachable and work so closely with the acting talent. This can only bode well for the upcoming show, and we cannot wait to see what these guys have done with it. So who else will be appearing in the show? Stay tuned to find out. Of course, we know the titular Obi-Wan will be played by our old friend Ewan McGregor, but who else will be joining him on screen? Well, Hayden Christensen, who you might also recognize from movies such as The Last Man and American Heist, will be stopping by as Anakin, Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker's father, who eventually became a Sith Lord. Of course, this won't be his first time in the role after previously appearing in the role in episodes 2, 6, and 3. Aussie actor Joel Edgerton, who appeared in the classic Australian crime thriller Animal Kingdom, will also be reprising his past role as Owen Lars, Anakin's stepbrother. He is also a moisture farmer on Tatooine. Bonnie P.S. plays Owen's wife, Beru Rue Whitson-Lars and Moses Ingram, who appeared as Lady Macduff in The Tragedy of Macbeth, will be stopping by as Reva, the third sister. Reva is an ally to Darth Vader, and Ingram has been quoted in the past as calling the character a badass. Indira Varma will play an Imperial officer, whilst Rupert Friend, who shot to fame as Peter Quinn in the espionage thriller Homeland, will be playing the Grand Inquisitor. And completing the main lineup will be Sung Kang, who is stopping by as the fifth brother. Who are you guys most looking forward to seeing when the show drops? And what did this week's trailer reveal? Of course, May the 4th was with us this week as the Obi-Wan trailer dropped, giving fans a glimpse of their titular hero and what might be in store for him in the upcoming show. As we know, the Jedi Order is in disarray and Darth Vader is on the top, but not all Jedi are done and dusted. A lot of Obi-Wan's former allies are living in hiding, like our hero, but they are being hunted down by the Inquisitors, and this will be the basis of the upcoming Obi-Wan, which will see the titular hero face off against his tormentors and the Dark Lord of the Sith himself. So what did the trailer show us? Well, we saw Darth Vader's arm being screwed back into his body, but we're guessing we won't actually see him until midway through the show at least. We also know Obi-Wan is being hunted by the bug-eyed Forlom, and it's also possible that Zuckuss will be alongside him. It is also assumed there will be a new stormtrooper, known as the Purge Troopers, who we saw in Marvel's Darth Vader. The trailer also showed us Obi-Wan's desire of training a young Luke, but Uncle Owen isn't exactly thrilled with this idea, telling Obi-Wan, quote, "like you trained his father?" unquote. Wow, talk about throwing shade. There were loads of other bits and pieces in the trailer too. What did you take from the latest teaser? Let us know below. Next up, Ewan McGregor has hinted at a Jedi Fallen Order connection. Stay tuned. Trainspotting actor McGregor was himself discussing all things Obi-Wan recently after the most recent trailer dropped, and he has hinted that the upcoming show could actually tie into a potential sequel of Jedi Fallen Order. The man himself appeared on Jimmy Kimmel in the US, promoting the upcoming Obi-Wan, and as well as heaping praise on the aforementioned Deborah Chow, who he praised for making sure all storylines matched up, which is hinted that he means there will be a Fallen Order tie-in when the Obi-Wan series drops. What did you guys make of McGregor's words? And finally, who exactly is the Grand Inquisitor? Well, the character will be played by Rupert Friend, but the character is a little bit of a mystery. The highest-ranking Inquisitor, the character should serve as the show's main antagonist, alongside Darth Vader, of course. But it is thought he will have a little more screen time than Vader, to whom he will report directly to. He appeared as a Jedi Temple Guard in Clone Wars and also made an appearance in Rebels. But of course, these were both animated series, so this will actually be the first time the character has appeared in a live-action role. And we also know his sole mission these days is locating and hunting down Jedis, so Obi-Wan better be on his toes. The Inquisitors are Force-sensitive and will use this as an advantage when out searching for Obi-Wan and the rest of the Jedis. Will you guys be tuning in when this one finally drops at the end of this month? Give us your thoughts below on how you see the series playing out. As always, thanks for stopping by today, and remember to join us again next time when we will be discussing some other fun bits and pieces. Also, if you feel like doing us a solid, why not like and share our video with any Star Wars fans you have lurking around in the depths of your socials. And remember to subscribe to our channel to make sure you don't miss out on more great content. Bye!